super discounts on merchandise. Massive sales on courses from Chessable. Chessable and Chess24 bundles, with new deals appearing every day. Visit chess24.com/deals. Watch chess tournaments online? Don't just watch. Go to Chess24 and make it an interactive learning experience. You get live commentary in multiple languages, including different streams in English from beginner to expert. It's not just commentary, since there's also an interactive live board. Choose your game and try out your own moves. All moves by the players get near-instant cloud analysis from the latest chess engine, which will also analyze any move made by a premium user. Open the tab Opening Tree. It contains a database of 500 million positions from historical games. Has the current position ever occurred before? What did the best players play? The database tab lets you search full games and load them on the interactive board. There are many more tools for chess learners and experts. Come to Chess24 to watch all the online and over-the-board chess tournaments happening worldwide. Discover a new way to watch chess. Be part of the experience.
Time to take control of your journey towards chess mastery. Magnus Carlsen introduces Chessable, the definitive solution for studying chess. Move Trainer uses the science of spaced repetition to identify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. There's no need to set up a board, remember which page you're on, or keep track of all the moves you miss. Move Trainer empowers you to go from the opening to the end game with confidence. It's a seamless, effective, and fun way to study chess. Choose from one of the largest online chess libraries in the world, with hundreds of titles ranging from classic books through to our exclusive Chessable courses, including over 100 free courses. Get expert insights from International Master John Bartholomew, Grandmaster Sam Shankland, International Master Christoph Sulecki, Grandmaster Simon Williams, World Champion Magnus Carlsen, and hundreds of other instructors. Get started now and join our growing community of over 100,000 chess enthusiasts at Chessable.com. Chessable, take control of your journey towards chess mastery.
chess to the next level with carefully selected collections featuring some of the best video series from Chess24. Buy the courses to own them forever, save up to 60%, or go premium and access all series while having all other privileges of premium membership. Learn more at chess24.com/deals.
The players have been chosen entirely at the whim of the organizer. Many factors were taken into consideration, for example, players the organizer likes, such as Peter Svidler, players who play exciting chess, such as Simone Williams, players who were available, such as Laurent Fressignet.
The organizer, tournament dictator, is MrDodgy. From his ice fortress in northern Sweden, he controls vast swathes of the chess industry. Known to some as the greatest chess organizer in history, MrDodgy increasingly demonstrates the dangers of giving a guy on Twitter too much power. This is his second super tournament and he's just as confused as you as to why it's even happening. A lot of people are asking, will Magnus Carlsen ever play the prestigious MrDodgy Invitational? Clearly you dummies don't know how to build tension. We are not writing a short story here. This is an epic, multi-volume novel. Have I ever let you down? The prize is one picture of MrDodgy on a horse. Yes. It's the same picture as last time. No. He's never getting on a horse again. Have you seen how big those things are? There were goddamn dinosaurs that were smaller. It's not happening. The prestigious MrDodgy Invitational 2.0, Bigger, Better, Harder, will take place between the 12th to the 16th of May. 16 players will compete in a knockout tournament for a prize fund of one picture of the organizer on a horse. There may also be some cash prizes, but that's not important or interesting now, is it?
The time control will be 5 minutes for the entire game. This was chosen by GM Jan Gustafsson, and any complaints of excessive flaggery should be directed aggressively at him. For real, guys, I don't want to hear about it. It's all on him.
The players may lodge an appeal for a non-refundable fee of $100,000. The committee will then meet to discuss the merits of the appeal and quickly propose a remedy. The appeals committee is a group of life's greatest problem solvers: Mr. Dodgy, Donald J. Trump, Elon Musk, and also Twitch chat. The organizer can, and will, add, and remove, rules depending entirely on his mood. For now, the extra rules apply. Crimes against the tournament. The following crimes will be punished by immediate expulsion from the tournament, excommunication from the chess community and an unlimited fine. Referring to the tournament as the Mr. Dodgy Memorial, playing the Berlin. The pairings are chosen entirely at the whim of the organizer. Many factors were taken into consideration, including matches the organizer, and everyone on Earth, wishes to see, such as Dubov versus Williams. Bribes, such as the one paid by Bleep. How much the player really wants a picture of the organizer on a horse, you know who.
Welcome back, everybody, to the highly prestigious MrDodgy Invitational, where we have one more match coming up for the day. And it is a very prestigious encounter. I'm using prestigious second time, third time. I'm tired. We got Grischuk-Jobava against Alexander Grischuk coming up. MrDodgy, it's a big one.
It's the big one. I think this is the biggest matchup in the first round, apart from Peter against Laurent. But that,
yeah, we don't talk about that in this house.
Peter's back.
Welcome back,
Peter. Do you get some rest? How are you feeling?
Still horrible, but it's fine.
Oh. Who's gonna win? Grischuk-Jobava?
I think, you know, Sasha should be a favorite, but Bador has been doing really well in all kinds of online events recently, I think. And if he's on song today and Sasha gets properly distracted, in his case, not by you clowns, but yeah, this, like, I can't pull those things off, right? It just doesn't work when I do it.
Yeah.
But
I didn't feel even a little bit insulted. It was,
it's just feeble when I do it. It's just, yeah, I'm not gonna try again.
It doesn't fit your persona.
Anyway, yeah, like if Sasha's kids decide today is the evening to, you know, not go to bed at their prescribed time and instead demand the attention of Papa, it might get tricky for him. Or even without that, honestly. Bador on form is an incredibly dangerous opponent for, honestly, anybody.
Having said all these things, Grish is gonna win.
Yeah, that's what I started with, but
Bador, he's streaming. He looks happy, rested,
well fed.
Absolutely. MrDodgy, on the other hand, looks tired, miserable, hasn't eaten in days, busy running things. How do you do it all, MrDodgy? What's the secret? Where does your drive come from?
Yes.
not a good time to ask.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will answer all of your questions soon.
Why C4?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be watching this with great interest because maybe Sasha will actually teach me how to play any of these openings because I haven't done a particularly good job today.
There's one thing I have to ask you about. Maybe. Nah, it's not the time. Let's see if this starts.
Yeah, Bador is very involved in the. I think he's saying hi to the viewers and doing all the right and proper things that a streamer is supposed to do. But clock at some point will start ticking, I assume.
I think it only starts after you made your first move.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, is there a timeout clock? Like, does he have to make a move within a certain range?
Depends on the rules of the tournament.
No, he just has to make a move. I think he's going to do it soon.
Not sure.
Hopefully, yeah. But you never know.
Oof. I think the general mood does not fit the excitement that this tournament deserves. We're all sick and tired, busy. How can we do justice to this great matchup between Alexander Grischuk and Grischuk-Jobava?
Well, provided they actually start playing, I think we can, make a stab at it.
We're going to have to lean very heavily on the chess.
That's what's come to.
Yes. Regrettably, it does appear to require some chess to be played.
Okay, he's going to make a move.
He's about to make a move, and Sasha looks exhausted already.
Yeah.
Which is the way to go, obviously, in these things.
How did you reach Grischuk, MrDodgy?
I didn't. I went through my Russian contacts.
Wow.
Peter.
So Peter bullied Sasha into playing?
Well, bribed more like, but...
So you're paying for MrDodgy Invitational participants?
Well, it's not my money, but I still used it to bribe him, yeah. It's the best way, I think. When you do the bribing with somebody else's money, that's generally the way to go.
We have moves.
We absolutely do, yeah.
Looks like a bad Grunfeld for black. Knight to c7, as if that's where the horse he wants to go.
Yeah, that doesn't look particularly optimistic. Bishop g5 is I thought the knight is going to e6 anyway, so I don't know why we are forcing the issue there, but probably not a huge big deal. And Bador doesn't play knight e6 anyway. Maybe he wants to do it next turn. Yeah, this new habit I seem to have acquired of calling moves turns will need to be shaken off eventually.
I kind of like it. If you move back and forth, is it a U-turn?
Very, very, very droll, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a very pleasant position. You generally want to avoid this structure, in particular if you can't get rid of the c8 bishop comfortably, and this is why h3 is such a useful move, as Jan has already indicated. The fact that I'm very seriously considering playing knight e6, bishop e3, f5 here as a Grunfeld player, it does not inspire much confidence. But it does occur to me to do that. Probably loses by force somehow, but if you
went
play
h6.
Yeah, if you play it slowly, you're just going to really hate life for a long, long time there. And allowing bishop c4 is like you would like not to allow exactly. b3 sort of allows c5, but you are not that unhappy. You can just play rook c1, and then knight takes d4, and the black pieces just make no sense. And if you don't play c5 now, you're probably never playing c5. And yeah, there you have the f5 move I mentioned earlier. Did seem like it was more or less the only legitimate source of counterplay Bador even had. But it's not very promising, I would say.
Grischuk, no nonsense, playing good classical chess.
Also doing a very good Two-Face impersonation right now.
I don't know. I think most of his face is dark. It's not half dark.
It looks like he must have a new lamp because the light is coming from that side.
Yeah, the lamp is coming from a very unusual side there. Should not be allowed.
What's that behind him? Is it a green screen? Is it a ceiling, a wall? It's very hard to figure out.
It's probably the wall.
Oh.
My money is on the wall anyway.
It's not green, so...
Good point. Could be a green screen that's looking white, like my background. That's unlikely. EF, bishop f5. At least the pieces have some squares now, but the king is kind of weakened.
Yeah, knight h4 is an interesting option here. Because I don't know how happy we are. I think I'm playing knight d5, although a6 in the end maybe bores me a little bit. e6 is excellent positionally, but I was very worried about just losing this bishop now. Is g4, bishop b4, g4 maybe he wants to go like knight e4, knight fd5 or something, yeah? Knight fd5 probably.
Why not bishop e4?
I thought takes, knight takes, g6 might work. I'm not sure, but I thought it might.
Knight fd5 played, knight takes d5.
This seems like there's been a decent amount of improvement in black's position. Knight takes d5, a6 is still annoying. If not for that, if black already had a pawn on a6 here, maybe you could argue that black is just completely fine. Or as close as, you know, they could be. Yeah, but yeah, you get hassled by this a6 move here, so it's not immediately fine at least.
That's a lot of isolated pawns on both sides.
It is, yeah. And yeah, you kind of prefer white here, I suppose, but it's still probably the best outcome you could hope for, considering how unpleasant of a position black had by move 15. Really, really didn't like it then. Still not a ton of fun, though. Bishop c4, bishop e4, I guess is the plan. The bishop on f5 is still something that black needs to work out what to do with.
Okay, one, but now we can take. How bad can that be?
Yeah, this surprises me a little bit, because the endgames, yeah, the endgames aren't going to be very tragic for black. Rook fb, yeah, rook fb8 and then rook b1 is one try. Yeah, I'm not sure about knight b4, and
it looks very random.
Yeah, allowing rook c7 doesn't feel right. Does look like
a5 or what? Yeah, a5 played. Now bishop is coming.
Yeah, bishop c4 is strong. Rook a1 as well looked quite promising. It just doesn't really look particularly great.
Rook f3 and knight c2. He's doing all kinds of funky stuff.
Yeah, rook b1 b7 kind of ends the game now, I suspect.
Already over.
Yeah, that was a very, very strange 3 moves in a row by Badur. I don't think he was even doing that poorly, honestly. So that wasn't really required. King g8, yeah, there has to be a way to get in there and collect. Probably not even a very difficult way. Start with bishop takes h6 and go from there.
Two rooks on the 7th rank are usually good, right?
Yeah, that should be in most books.
Gotta clear that square. Bring the bishop. Here it comes. Yeah. Grischuk's gonna win the first one.
Yeah, seems rook d7 feels. Yeah, but
Funky.
probably not wrong. Yeah, it's actually quite strong. A lot stronger than I originally suspected, because the e6 pawn is pinned and you can't really move anything, and this has to be very, very bad. Surprised there wasn't anything.
Okay, 7.
Yeah, I mean, whoa. Is he? I was going to say he's going to win anyway, but yeah, this is quite tricky, and
This is work.
Yeah, might actually come down to. Yeah, I'm very surprised the bishops came off so easily. But I guess just playing quickly now becomes much more of an issue than anything else.
Okay, 6, so surprising one at rook g7. Push. Okay, they're low on time.
Yeah, it's about the mechanics now. I don't think you... Yeah, that doesn't look right.
For Badur, it looks like it's about the mic and the mechanics.
Nicely done.
I'm very old.
Are you? Nah. Don't think so.
Pawn is gonna win.
Yeah, the h-pawn is kind of strong in this position, and I guess Badur just stops here. I don't think you... Even against me, I think I would take myself to finish the game from 20 seconds here. And Sasha, I think, is stronger mechanically than I am.
That's a controversial opinion.
Highly.
So, 1-0 up for the local matador. Well, for some people, anyway.
Isn't Niels the local matador?
Yeah, he might actually be. Hard to judge the localness of matadors when everything is being done over Zoom.
Although, yeah, I think this is a Swedish tournament and Niels lives in Denmark, so I'm not sure. He qualifies.
Yeah, I'm not sure how tongue-in-cheek that even is. Does he actually live in Denmark now?
Yeah. Lives in Copenhagen. Game 2. Badur-Jobava with the white pieces. Alexander Grischuk looks at 1e4 in great disgust, but does decide to play c5 followed by d6.
You know, lessons continue, because I am yet to figure out what to do against the horrible people who play the Grand Prix against me incessantly. But I shall be taught.
I think Badur played this against Anish in the European Team Championship and got a winning position, which is not easy to do against Anish. It's a tricky little line. Knight c4, dc. I think Anish played e6 or something, but there was some e5, and white got a good position. Pierre, did you celebrate Father's Day today? Is that a thing around the world? I don't know. Here I think it was Father's Day.
Wasn't aware. My kids did not congratulate me on that fabulous achievement. So
Kids these days.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, if it was, it has gone unremarked upon in the Svidler household.
Isn't Black's position sort of tough to play here? One castles, e5.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much
dangerous.
how much I like this, honestly. Seems very risky.
Pawns covering the king again.
You want to go for some kind of knight h6 and then f5, but the feeling has to be that you're not fast enough, because something bad will happen to you in the center while you're trying to do that. I'm not entirely sure what, and I still think it's probably the best option he has, but...
Played knight h6, h3 looks normal to stop any nonsense. Then f5, what do you do, e5?
Yeah,
That's
e5, you could also just ignore it, go rook h1 and say, yeah, okay, you've achieved this, why do you think it's so great? But yeah, e5...
Then at least we take a knight f5 and we go...
Yeah, that maybe is an improvement. Yeah, e5 even stopping knight f7 because of e6 seems very strong. Yeah, and yeah, as you mentioned, h3 looks normal, but I don't know if we even needed to spend a tempo on that. Could have gone rook h1 first, but I guess h3 creates an idea of g4, kind of prompting Black to play f5 immediately without further preparation. Yeah, this is going to be a very tricky position for Sasha to navigate.
He doesn't look thrilled.
Yeah, you can go e6 here and more or less entirely like freeze out that knight on h6, but it does open up the bishop on g7. Yeah, like king h8, knight g8, f6 is like one way to play this would be to go e6 rook and then the immediate g4, g5 if Black allows it to actually take away all the squares. But yeah, rook h1, hard to criticize, very solid positional move, just bringing more stuff into play. Leaving Sasha with the same question.
I can also make more useful moves now. King b1, bishop c1, and
yeah,
you do you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're sort of giving Black some time to maybe find a way to, shuffle. Maybe queen c8 already creates half an idea of playing knight f7.
And I guess we'll live with that. After knight f7, we go e6, knight d8, knight d5.
Yeah, absolutely no suggestion this is any good for Black. I'm just trying to find ways to not pass forever and actually do something semi-proactive.
Bishop e3 is weird.
Well, he was
hang on. Jobava's dancing. Let's focus on that.
Is he?
He was. He's calm down, but he was full body dancing.
Wow.
And I'm
there he goes again. Where's Jobava based these days?
I think he's still in Tbilisi. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, but I might be wrong. But I think he is.
What's going on now? If Black plays e6, he wants to go knight f6 check.
Knight f6 check, I suppose. Yeah, and the dancing now is. I wonder what the soundtrack is. We could actually open the stream and find out, but that would be mildly unprofessional, which is why I will do it instantly.
It's a pretty risky move to dance before the game's on. Well done, Peter. You've just got us demonetized. Thank you.
Yeah, I've switched it off, but like I thought maybe Jan will be able to recognize it from those few bits, because it seems like the Jan kind of music. I don't know anything about that.
My knowledge of Georgian folklore is not as deep as you would think.
Georgian folklore? That was clearly some very American, the music I famously described as not having taken root or something.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't American, but we'll never find out. It's great that it makes Badur happy.
Well, wasn't American, but wasn't Georgian folk either. It's some Russian hip hop apparently.
Okay.
Somebody actually asked in chat, and the song name was provided. That's the worst of both worlds, I would say.
What's the position like?
I think Sasha's doing fine. I don't know if he's better. He is a pawn up, but I don't think he can be much better with this bishop on e5 or any better, honestly. And yeah, rook d8, queen c3 may have been a bit of a mistake.
Oh, he's getting crushed. EF, queen c4.
Yeah, and GF, I guess you get
GF, queen
griefed.
g3.
Yeah, griefed along the g file somehow. Although maybe not immediately. Maybe you do kind of green and bear it and go GF and hope that it's not mate. But even then, queen takes c4, I think you can't really hold the queen side with such a poor king. Yeah, missing queen c3 with the idea of bishop f6 check was, whoa, bishop e2. That is...
desperate.
Yeah, that's a very difficult... Yeah, and queen d2 looks very, very strong. Pushing the bishop away and then f6 and... yeah, it's one of those positions where the opposite color bishops probably make the attack much, much stronger. Yeah. Has to be made. Not entirely sure how, but has to be made, right?
Even if it's not made, there's a pawn.
Yeah, I mean, he's choosing to do it technically, but not a bad choice either. You're just completely winning, combining threats against the king with pushing the passers on the queen side. But yeah, you still kind of feel that if there was a way to end the game there and then, you probably should have taken it, because this is not very tricky, but maybe a little bit tricky.
It's very hopeless, doesn't it? Bishop on c3 is still staying. We'll see.
Yeah.
If he finds some counterplay.
Yeah, just suddenly there are things you can blunder. You really shouldn't, but you know, at least there are things you can potentially blunder. But yeah, king c1 is fine. Maybe even king a2 is fine, but playing with fire there, you know, allowing c3, b3 is completely unnecessary. And after bishop f3, yeah, you feel like there has to be a way to shake something out. Still, I mean, this is a dream position for Sasha. He's only, what, one pawn down now? And he has an actual passer of his own. And the a8 square is about as well covered as it can be. Should still be lost, but... Whoa.
Oh, he has some checks.
Is this a draw now?
Do you exchange queens, or... No, he's going...
Yeah.
For more food.
Feels like going for that bishop ending may have been a better choice, but even then, probably he is in trouble, and now the f-pawn just decides. And Bador has easily enough time to not blunder anything here, I assume.
Whoa,
nice.
Smooth.
Yeah. And I have a feeling he actually took Venus on c3 with the pawn with that in mind, having the queen h2 idea.
1-1.
1-1. So yeah, we have a fight on our hands, and also there is some jamming going on Bador's stream.
Do you think Grischuk will dance if he wins?
I don't think we pay him enough, Dodgy.
What do you think we'd have to pay? We can negotiate.
I don't think I'm rich enough, personally.
Bador's giving it away for free.
Yeah, but you know, you can't demand that which is freely given or some such.
It's good stuff.
And yeah, Bador is seemingly very into the current track, because
I also like that Grischuk made c4 and he just jams for 2 minutes instead of making moves.
Yeah, that's very...
I'm sure Sasha's enjoying it too.
I think Sasha's pretty relaxed about the whole thing, honestly. They know each other quite well. He knows it's not, Badur disrespecting him or anything. He's just, busy dancing, as one does. And, you can't really get in the way of that.
What do the cool kids do here? Queen b3.
Yeah, I was expecting Queen
some
b3, yeah.
deep stuff. Yeah. You go d3 first. So after Queen b6, you have bishop e3.
Yeah, but it's
well
weird to me that they aren't really worried about dc4, queen takes d1, which I thought was equalizing in that position, but maybe it's... Well, I trust Sasha to actually know, so if he is not worried, he's not worried. Yeah, these types of positions sometimes are decent for white, but I don't think it's a particularly exciting version of it.
They're deceptively sharp though, right? Sometimes queen c2, e4, knight h4, like things can happen very quickly.
Yeah, they do become very concrete. Knight d4 is a very standard way of playing it as well, but after bishop g6, I think the issue is bishop h3 can be met with knight c5, if I'm not miscounting. Yeah, bishop h3 is an important move there for white. If they can actually do that, well, it's a very useful resource. Pinning the knight on d7, thinking about knight f5 later, and so on. But yeah, I think knight c5 works in response, and then you have to look for other options.
I have a rule question for MrDodgy. If you're busy dancing, but it's your move, are you allowed to stop the clock until you no longer have to dance?
It's not something I thought about, but I think maybe we need to introduce dance breaks.
Sounds right. It's like, I think if you have to go to the toilet, you're allowed to stop the clock. No, like, why should it be different with dancing?
Absolutely no reason.
Something your body demands.
Yes.
I didn't realize it's what we needed, but yeah, we need more dancing in chess. It's probably too much over the board, but online, it's pretty aggressive to do it over the board.
Yeah, it would be perhaps a little bit in your face, so to speak.
But also, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I once played in a Serbian league. That was in the mid-90s, and I was playing a local player who, a grandmaster, used to be, a reasonably well-established grandmaster in those times, and he had a very well-established habit of making a move, getting up from the board, going to his wife, who was watching his games from like the first row of spectators, and snogging her full on the lips for like half a minute, and then returning to the board. That was intense.
Was he allowed to stop the clock?
No, he was doing it on his opponent's time. In fairness.
As for the position, yeah, I guess it's roughly equal. I'm always scared this bishop has nothing to do at some point, but it doesn't look like it's a big factor now.
Yeah, seems okay for black, yeah. Interesting structure change, yeah. Not.
Why didn't he go knight h5 and eat all the pawns?
Well, because he is a well-trained positional chess player, and he thought, I need to get a5, a4 in, and that's more important than, mundane things like winning pawns and being better and winning games, all those things. That's my guess.
Okay, back to dancing.
Why is he dancing in this position now?
Because it's the one he has, I think. I don't think it's really very connected to the quality or the spirit of the position he currently has on the board.
That's a very good kind of life attitude. Just dance with the position you have.
Yes. We could definitely make an inspirational image to share on Facebook with the other middle-aged parents in our chat group.
Middle-aged?
Isaiah has been telling me to use middle-aged where I would normally use old. I think he's wearing me down.
No, it looks pleasant for white, doesn't it? Stabilized, beautiful horsey.
Yeah, this is quite nice. I don't think it's horrible for black, but yeah, it's a huge improvement specifically compared to the fact that black could have won some material for a very brief moment. Do you have a good defense here against a 4, a5, a6?
Nope.
Because if that happens, you might actually have to suffer a little bit.
Sit tight. Rook c7, knight d7, hope.
Yeah, I guess that's what you do. Maybe try to stabilize, bring the king over to d6, and then start anew, looking for counterplay or whatever passes for counterplay in this position. Yeah, maybe it's not that bad. Rook c7, knight d7 is a very nice maneuver indeed.
Here comes the horse.
Yeah, hard to find a constructive plan for white. You can go rook c3, but even knight b8, a6 maybe is not completely out of the question. Knight c5, yeah, I don't know why I'm so desperate to get this knight over to a6 where it does nothing, and probably not a very healthy obsession.
Does white go e4 here? Yeah, he goes e4, trying to make something happen.
Should be fairly balanced. He's down half a minute, but both of them should have time aplenty, I assume, for this position. Rook ending is probably kind of equal, right? So you just offer this trade. There's no... You can starve with king e3, though. With some hopes of getting that king over to b6, but I guess black never allows it. Takes a6. He takes and goes rook d6, I suppose. Yeah, and it's a draw. Rook c7, rook d7. I'm betting on that being the end of the game. No!
Nope.
Ambitious. Very ambitious. Continues playing here.
H4.
I mean, zero risk, but still. Rook h3. Yeah, now we trade a for h, and it once again becomes very level.
Draw.
Is it? Yeah, it is, yeah. How long is the dancing break between games 2 and 3 and 4 then?
Probably like 10 minutes.
It's just begun. Looks so natural. It's just he lets the beat control his body.
In my head, that this is like an over-the-board game where Grischuk is just sitting there watching while Jobava just dances around in between games.
But as Peter explained, Grischuk, of course, understands. It's zero disrespect that Jobava makes him wait before every game because he has to dance. Like everyone understands.
Yeah, I mean, if it continues between every, if every single game is delayed by a minute because there is a new track coming on.
No, it should get longer each time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, so no more Grand Prix for us. Now we're going to get the
Well, Grischuk changed tunes. He went to knight c6, after which Grand Prix is less tempting than after d6, because he got in trouble in the first game.
Yeah, I used to play this line more or less exclusively against the dragon when I was a kid. It gives absolutely nothing. Actually, not that line. I was playing it without knight b3. I was playing bishop b3 and then f4 and that really, really old theory.
All right, bit of dancing. It's impressive you can make moves while dancing. Like sometimes you only see one hand in the air. The other hand is like playing bishop g5.
Yeah. I think on the subject of me playing against French players, I think I once won a very nice game in an Olympiad in a line very near to this, which involved me going g5, e6, and then for some reason f6. g5 and e6 I can understand with knight on d5, but I can't for the life of me figure out why the pawn went to f6. And it's driving me slightly crazy.
Do you think we're witnessing the start of a trend, and this will continue? The dancing will continue in the Champions Chess Tour next weekend.
I would think so.
Who do you think is most likely to dance?
Oh, Anish.
Anish, yeah.
Anish during the game?
No, after games.
Yeah, in between games, yeah. Holding up the entire round because some soulful Georgian music has come on that Sopiko introduced into his life, and he now cannot get enough. Isn't that x6 winning up? No, it's not. The pawn on d4 is hanging in. It's still the way to go, I suspect. And now, f5, f4 is quite quick, though. Interesting option. Bishop takes e5, knight g4, or knight c4. Yeah, one of those, I guess. And if d takes e5, we argue we've achieved something, but I don't know if we actually have. And if something actually starts on the king side, it will sweep everything in its wake.
Is there a singing involved too? Looks like.
Very possibly. I could, now that I have put headphones on, I can actually check without deafening our audience.
Sip of water. He's a born entertainer.
No, there does not seem to be any singing.
Looked like earlier. Maybe it's not. It's not the moment of the song.
He is definitely carrying the stream.
Well, somebody has to, and we definitely aren't. So it's a good job he is there, providing all the entertainment. Queen a3. I thought Queen c3 was quite decent. I'm a bit surprised at this because the endgame after takes and rook d2 is not that exciting, I would guess. Do you think black is much better, or it's still fine?
I don't know. What do you do? Just take the pawn?
Yeah, it's kind of boring. You look for more, but allowing white to play knight c4 feels wrong, right? I would very much like to preserve the bishop, but wherever I put it, I would allow knight c4 over the tempo, and that doesn't feel right either. So
Lazy 4. No, looks dangerous for white, no? 95
yeah,
e4.
e4 is a good move. Yeah, e4 is a very solid choice.
He looks slightly concerned while dancing. It's a concerned dance.
Yeah, the ability to express yourself so eloquently while still jamming to the same, X-rated Russian hip-hop that he was jamming to a moment ago is quite impressive.
G4. Not the first move that came to mind, is it? He's trying to stop f5, f4. Is that a priority? Maybe it is. e2, bishop d4.
Yeah, this is not a move that would have occurred to me very easily. I guess he wants to prevent black from bringing more support to the pawn chain, but yeah, I don't quite understand how you're supposed to reply to bishop. Bishop d4, rook e2. There is a way to fight against the pylon onto the f2 pawn. You can still include rook takes b2 at any point, right? Provoke bishop c6 and then go rook c8, rook c2 and pretend it's mate. But yes, Sasha goes for something more restrained. And now after rook e2, I suppose white holds, right? Or even maybe the immediate a5.
Rook e2, you might have some rook c1, rook d1, but maybe no mate. No.
Yeah, the king is on I was wondering, but I think the king on h3 is... Oh, but you get mated along the third, right? Maybe it was interesting.
Knight a5. Now a6, how does this go? Bishop d4 takes... Whatever takes... Oof. Does he hold? The a-pawn is good.
How do you even win? You can't pick up the piece, right? Bishop d4 controls it comfortably. Whoa, even rook f2.
Takes?
No, now rook g2 and rook g2 now wins. Because,
mating threats in between.
Yeah, because you can throw in rook c g2 checks at any point. Instead of rook takes b2, what were we supposed to play? Something like... Yeah, because this clearly
finish
is...
this, but yeah, this is...
Yeah, this clearly is losing.
Trivial.
Yeah, there is not very much to discuss even.
Give another check. Rook d2.
Very greedy, not even
Keeping
giving
the
up on the
d-pawn.
d5 pawn, yeah.
Game over. Grischuk wins, takes the lead, but does not stop Jobava from dancing. Grischuk plays 1e4. He will enjoy the dancing break. He does look thrilled.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Do you think Grischuk should get an unfair play warning because he keeps making his first move very quickly while there's clearly still dancing happening?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very unsportsmanlike behavior.
Yeah.
We can't...
It's like going to be like the banter cup when you have to have like a certain percentage of banter.
Exactly.
The dancer cup.
The Petrov.
The Petrov is not the dancingest of openings.
Yeah.
Well, not with that attitude, as they say.
Or any attitude.
H6 is not what you're supposed to do, no? You're supposed to take...
Haven't seen this before, yeah.
Knight d7, bishop queen a5, does all kinds of nonsense. Bishop g4 also exists. Jobava blitzing it out, still has a lot of time on the clock. Grischuk plays a4, not trying to refute. I think directly, just making sensible moves. Knight f6. h3. Bit unclear if black should take here or keep that tension. Keep giving white the option to go c5 or cd. Jobava just goes rook e8, saying, I don't care. Looks fine for black, more or less. He has to figure out where to put this bishop. But no, he can probably take and go bishop e6. How bad can it be? He does. Pretty typical Petrov structure. He's d4, c3, and a pawn against these three guys on the queen side. All black's pieces are out. Should be fine. Time to dance a little.
Yeah, this is clearly not the worst Petrov ever. And it's never not the time to dance a little, so why not now? It's nice to see this effervescence, though.
Of the Petrov?
Of the Petrov, and also, you know, at least one of the participants clearly enjoying himself to the fullest extent.
Jobava looks quite happy too. Peter, do you think you and I, we've ever been as happy with life as Jobava is right now?
Moment, like, at a singular moment in time, maybe yes, but not consistently.
But for like 10 minutes in a row?
That's already a stretch, right?
I would think so.
Feels like a stretch. Maybe, but yeah, I would hesitate to name that 10-minute period.
c5 played.
Yeah, you can play bishop c7. I've already blundered this tactic once in my own game, so
Queen b7, bishop h2?
yeah. Well, not this specific tactic, but a similar tactic cost me any chance of recovering in one of my masterpieces with the white pieces today.
Mm-hmm. MrDodgy, do you think it's realistic that the next tournament everyone has to dance?
I'm giving it serious thought. I don't know if I can enforce it, but like I don't see any negative outcome. Like people who want to dance, great, they'll dance. People who don't want to dance, even better. We get to see them dance. I don't see a downside.
Who do you think, apart from Jobava, would be your best candidates for chess dancing?
In this tournament, or?
No, just in the chess world.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of in the current crop.
Jordan, he's gonna dance.
Yeah, I don't know.
Magnus,
I think he's...
Magnus must dance.
The young
Maybe not as well as Jobava, but
the young Duchies do look like they're all beasts on the dance floor.
I think Jordan's made bad experiences with dancing on camera.
Levon?
I don't know.
He must be
He
a
might
real
be
dancer.
too big to dance. He's probably studied like classical dance moves and stuff, but I can't see him jamming on stream.
You think this disqualifies him, or
Yeah.
that's a bit
What's going on in the
unfair.
game? Bishop h3, bishop f7, king h8. It's complicated stuff.
Yeah, Bador is going for it, and it's as mentioned. The way Bador plays chess, it doesn't really matter if he plays the Petrov or honestly anything else. It's going to get wild at some point. And whoa, this should get mated somehow. No.
No, he wants to go back.
Yeah.
Stop the mate.
Stop the mate. Stop the count. I don't know. Looks very promising for Black for a second there. You can include Rook F8 at some point, maybe even immediately. Bishop G4 is not bad either, but I wanted to preserve the option of playing Bishop takes G2 at some point, and Bador is not of the same mind.
Bishop d5. Pretty stable. Looks very dangerous for white still. No? Maybe it's all fine. It feels so close.
Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy having this in a blitz game on 40 seconds against a good attacking player, and Bador definitely is one of them. White has no sum counterplay along the back rank though, so maybe you have to do something sane and go like Rook E8 and allow trades.
Also, 40 seconds in Grischuk time is like 4 years in human time.
Yeah, Bishop D4 probably winning now. Bishop D4, Rook G5, Bishop takes G7, and then Queen somewhere. But yeah, did not happen. And now I assume there's some tactic judging by Knight C3.
Bar is not
Yeah, whoa, and Bar is not a huge fan of this either. Because of Rook H8 check, or whoa,
Queen B2.
Sasha spotting Queen B2 here.
24 seconds.
That is very, very illegal.
You're saying it's a 24-second violation?
Yes. It's a walk.
Queen B2 is worth dancing for as well.
And Bador is doing his best.
He looks rattled.
Startled impression, yeah. It does seem to be in a state of disbelief that his position has deteriorated so suddenly. I guess Knight G5 instead of Knight C3 was very strong.
Threatening all kinds of checkmates, takes, rook takes, yeah.
Yeah, but Knight C3 honestly was also my first intention, because Knight E2 check seems like such a lethal threat, but yeah, Queen B2 is
Jobava
very
also
powerful.
falling behind on the clock almost. Not quite, but continuing the game. Rook E4, Queen B8.
Yeah, but there's really not very much in the way of... Whoa! Ah, now it's a draw somehow. I guess Rook takes H3 and... whoa, I think he was supposed
King
to...
G3? You can run away? You could have run away.
He could have...
But maybe he made a business decision.
Maybe even a sound business decision, yeah. So it's... after all this excitement, it's going to be a draw, and...
Jobava looks very unhappy.
That's 3-2 in Sasha's favor, right?
Yep. Okay. Let's have a zip. And white to move.
Yeah, not going to happen until the track changes, I assume.
He's waiting. No, I think we're dumb dancing.
Nah.
Never.
Knight C3 killed the vibe. Ah, he's back. You guys were right, of course. Little dance, and here we go, d4. What's gonna be? The trump. Grischuk is so classical. d5, c5, ef6. I like ef6. gf is so messy.
Yeah, f6 when I first saw that confused me a great deal.
Looks
because,
insane.
Yeah, like dc5, bishop takes c5, c3. Why is this not completely lost for black? But it really isn't, shockingly, and yeah, very fashionable.
Oh.
Yeah, looks very decent for black to my eyes, but obviously anything with two bishops against two knights will look very attractive to my eyes.
MrDodgy, who do you prefer?
Bishops.
Wow.
Bishop's good.
Bishop's good.
People are getting upset about the dancing.
Why?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a thing you get upset about. The only person you can legitimately see being upset about the dancing is Sasha, and I think he's completely unaware. He's just sitting there somewhat bemused that the games don't start on time, but...
Are you saying that he's unaware because he hasn't joined in?
I think he...
Show the explanation.
I have a feeling he actually dances when, when the time is right. You can expect him to...
If we learned anything...
When's the time wrong?
The time is always right.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to argue against that. That does sound...
When you've got a good position, you dance. When you've got a bad position, you dance. Draw an endgame, dance.
Break between games, dance. I like this h5, h4. I should do that more often. It's just, gaining space, making it harder for white to make a luft, stopping his knight from going down.
Yeah, rook a7 looks very natural here. And once that rook is in play, you really do start searching for ways to start a direct attack on the king side. I like bishop c7 less, honestly, because it locks down the queen side a little bit, but maybe it's still completely fine, honestly. Hard to...
It's been pointed out that I did state earlier in this event that horses are better than bishops. Which is...
I wasn't gonna, start arguing, but I also recalled that. So which one is it?
Still bishops.
What about knights?
When there's a pair, I think bishops are better. When there's one, knight is better. I don't know. There's some logic to that.
I would still disagree with when there's one, the knight being better, but yeah, I think it's well known the bishops work well together because they can cover different squares. Sneaky. Knight b7.
Yeah, an instant queen f8 in reply. I guess queen d7, knight h5 was very awkward. And that also explains knight b7, because you normally just play queen d7 and kind of shrug, but he does it anyway. So after queen h6, he wants to go, what, rook e7 or queen e2, or... Rook e7, you probably get mated after queen h5 and rook e8 and bishop h3 and queen f3 and all that. So it's something else. I guess queen e2? But that looks mad dangerous.
Maybe just miss queen h6.
Could be, but black just played queen f8, so... And we have just been informed that the official policy of the Play Magnus group regarding bishops is, if there is none, the knight is better. Which does sound like a sound policy I could get behind.
But if there is none, then the knight is better than what?
Then no bishops.
It's fair.
I love me some knight endgames when my opponent is playing a pawn ending. That's my...
So being a knight up is better than not being a knight up.
hottest take of today, and I don't really expect to be able to beat that record.
Really too. Sasha's taking his time.
I think the position looks attractive enough that maybe he started by looking for a forced win, and then
asking for horsey. Then what does he want? Rook 8?
He'll have to play rook e8, yeah. And now what do we do with white? Queen f3 is a move. This allows a 5. Yeah, I'm not sure about queen f3 is the first thing that comes to mind, but it's maybe slightly inconcrete here.
g4.
Well, g5, g4 was threatened, so maybe he felt he had no choice.
So takes, horsey check.
King h8, knight takes g4,
takes.
I guess. Yeah, queen goes somewhere.
Queen somewhere.
Looks around equal. White always has a choice of cashing in the bishop on e6.
Grischuk taking his time, but not the pawn. Goes f4. But now this horsey has a pretty strong outpost, doesn't it? Wow, it just takes. What does he want? More f5s? Ah, now you can take it. Nah, I don't know. Takes f5, h3.
This is a really weird pawn structure.
Isn't white much better now?
Yeah, because there's one knight against one bishop.
Ah.
Yeah. Despite this knight having no squares, it's probably not enough to compensate for the for the full pawn and the very unsafe king.
Queen g6 is nice. Looks like black improved.
Yeah, looks like there's been some f3. No, f3 check. You have rook e3 there. I don't know. You definitely don't want to allow queen d3 with no compensation for it.
Sasha seems fine. Repeating moves.
Yeah, he's down on the clock as well, so I think he's completely okay with
b5.
not having
allowing queen d3.
I guess just beat x6 and pretend that there is no immediate threat.
Could be.
Yeah, looks very, very scary, but yeah, the bar seems to...
Bar seems the same. White is doing well.
Seems to indicate there actually is no threat after f3 check. Just quite striking considering how, optically unsafe that king on g1 looks at first.
Yeah, but the pawn is just dropping and white wins. Wow. Knight g7 looks good. And game. We see the fist. Some jamming. 3-3. And Grischuk learned his lesson. He's not going to make a move quickly and wait for the 2-minute dance break. He just leaves.
Grischuk doing his dancing off camera? I don't think that's in the rules.
Yeah, that definitely is not in the spirit of the thing.
Give Jobava a taste of his own medicine. Let him wait a bit.
I don't think he minds. I think
he
the
might.
soundtrack is exciting enough that he is perfectly okay with.
It's a change of routine, though. It's much nicer to see your opponent make a move and then dance than having to wait while dancing. See?
Are we at the halfway point? This has been 6 games, right? So it's tied at 3 apiece after 6. Seems like a perfect time to switch things up a bit and not play anything on move 1 for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Here we see the tournament tree. Very fancy artwork. Like, I remember the MrDodgy Invitational when it was still underground. Now we see Geary facing Niels Grandelius in the quarterfinals. Dubov is going to face Laurent Fressinet. Vedit against David Howell. And David Navarra against the winner of Grischuk-Jobava. It's a pretty strong tournament, this one.
Yeah, now that we've sort of weeded out the weaklings and only the proper players are left, it does look very, very stacked. Seems like everybody abandoned us, Jan.
That's fine. I just want to see if Jobava dances through the thing. No, see? You make him wait, the dancing disappears.
Nicely played by Sasha. I assume there's been some chat communication because it's not like Sasha to just disappear off the screen for like 5 minutes midway through the thing, but if he has, that's a boss move right there.
Well, it's also not like him to be pushed around, so yeah, I like it. There's also the more mundane explanation. He might have had to attend the bathroom. But I like to think he's giving Jobava a taste of his own medicine. Now he's playing the Mikenas. My money in the theory battle is on Grischuk. D4 already risky. EF, DC, bishop B5 check. It's not exactly lost for black, but it's not great fun either. You get somewhat worse ending. Grischuk goes DC, which is also a move.
DC I wasn't aware of. I think bishop b5 check is supposed to be some sort of a draw if you know exactly what you're doing, but you do have to be exceedingly careful there. And you can very easily go wrong and fail to equalize utterly.
So we get a symmetrical structure, White is a bit ahead in development, so still some questions to be asked. Could be a little something, no? Castle's rookie one.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you can actually castle here, but you don't have to. Like, castle. Yeah, the king goes to g8. No, of course you can't. Yeah, that's completely and utterly unnecessary. Yeah, you could. The queen on e6 is awkward, and white gets to chase it around for a little bit. It's not much because of how symmetrical it is, but it's definitely a more enjoyable position to have with white. Rook e1, I guess we just go queen g6 and bishop f5. Yeah, just as you indicated, and yeah, that's clever.
He's trying to stop queen g6.
That's clever.
That's why Dodgy pays him the big bucks.
Yeah, knight e5 and then takes and queen g4 might actually make sense to get a decent chunk of material off the board. The immediate queen g4 is also possible, but
he just wants to go here.
yeah, he feels that it's safe enough on h5. I was wondering if I can go h3, g4, but even queen takes g4 works there, so that's probably not great. Has been played? That's a draw,
No.
right?
No.
Oh yeah, look, sorry. Yeah. I was scared there for a second because, among other things, black would immediately just take on g4 and have at least a perpetual there, and probably more even. Yeah, but if you don't do it, it's not that clear what you're supposed to do with white. Maybe you just make some kind of a waiting move like rook e1 or something along those lines and go from there.
It is pretty clear what you're supposed to do with black. Dance.
That is what he's doing.
He knows.
Who's commentating tomorrow? Who do you want to commentate with you tomorrow, Jan?
Oof,
I was going to suggest Laurent, but he messed that up.
Yeah.
Nils also messed it up.
I'm collapsing physically. Maybe we just skip tomorrow? Like all of us?
I don't think the fans would want that.
Fair enough. Can we get Jobava if he doesn't win today? Like not with me, but just to dance through the thing.
Not even necessarily to commentate.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Just provide a little bit of visual aid.
Also, did you fire Peter? What's the situation there?
I think I fired myself.
I seem incapable of firing myself. Draw.
It's one of those situations. It's like trying to ban a mod. You're a little bit too high placed in the structure of the organization to be able to fire yourself.
That's not how things work. But this game was sort of dull, so
yeah, that's the first.
We're back to dancing.
The first truly unexciting game of the match.
And he danced all the way through.
And we have one more Sicilian in which more change up, no more accelerated dragons. Now we get the proper openings. Yeah, I'm very happy to see 95, and I very much want to see what Badur thinks about this position, because there's really no end to really weird things you can do here, as it turns out. A4 not particularly weird though.
This is the main line.
Yeah.
Now you have a choice. Bishop here, pawn here, king here, pawn here, pawn here. So many options. But a5 is not really what you're supposed to do, because you want to be able to put the knight on a3 after a6. So
yeah, I'm a bit surprised by this. It's either some kind of extremely interesting new tech, or he is just ad-libbing here.
Yeah. Rook a3.
Rook a3 is very thematic here. Yeah, I think you do that quite a lot to try and later include it in the defense. It's not an attacking idea by any stretch.
F4, wow, drastic.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It's what they sometimes do to stop white from playing f4 in the future. And knight e4 we can meet with knight f6, I suppose. Allowing both knight e4 and bishop g4 is a very drastic choice, though. Not something what you normally see here.
D2 also was somewhat surprising, allowing knight f6.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I guess knight a4 is what he's planning. He's actually switching back to
and we get
making progress on the queen side. Yeah,
like or normal as in. You would usually get it via knight e3, knight c4, knight b6. Grischuk goes for this plan, which also exists in the other line. Rook f6, queen e8, and hope for the best here. Rook on h6 or g6, but oof, messy.
Yeah, extremely messy, and will be very interesting to watch. And I will say this is not a position that you will find very easy to play in a 5-minute game.
Especially with white.
Yeah, lots of very subtle, non-forced decisions where you have to choose between things which look very, very similar to each other, but might be extremely different. Rook b8 is an interesting choice, to be able to play knight f6 without having to worry about that fork on the b6 square, and the bishop will not get traded for a knight, at least not immediately. Not sure if I like h3. All of this really is feeding into the counterplay you are expecting to materialize eventually with like g5, g4 even potentially. And white hasn't started anything on the queen side yet. Although when they do start, it comes really, really quickly. Like if you play c4 before c5 here, and black hasn't really started giving mate yet on the other side of the board, it sometimes just absolutely crashes through. And
but don't you have to play c4 before c5?
Yeah, I don't think you have anything else.
You can't start with c5.
Ah, okay. That is a very fair point.
Oh, Grischuk goes knight d7. Why does he want to exchange this knight?
I'm surprised, honestly. I thought with the amount of time he was given, there was definitely an argument for just like going all in on the king side somehow, but I guess he feels that white has a very decent King's Indian-ish setup aimed specifically at preventing getting mated on the king side, and
couldn't he just dance the knight away?
Wrong player is playing the black pieces in this game,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
But I enjoyed that. That was very good.
There was no black outpost for the knight, unfortunately.
The bar seems to suggest this is around level, but
I take black.
Yeah, it feels like, in particular now after Rook b3, I still feel like you are supposed to play before, no matter what comes, because if you're not really even threatening anything on the king side, on the queen side, something will eventually happen on the other half of the board. But maybe I'm wrong.
f3 played. Come on, this is checkmate. Put the bishop here. h5 checkmate. We ignore rook e4. Although, put the bishop. He's thinking about it. He also has rook g4, h8, then take. Can't be bad either. Put the bishop on g3, queen e7, queen h4.
Yeah, really does.
Sorry. I tried to hit the button. I failed. I apologize.
Really does feel like
a new microphone with a button on it.
Yeah, I need that. I'm sorry. And Grischuk just comes from the other side.
Surprising. Still looks very strong, but kind of surprising considering how promising the other options looked. But queen a4 does create this very, very annoying pin that, yeah, if you're forcing your opponent to play a move as awkward as bishop b4 is, maybe you're not unhappy. And yeah, rook c8. Rook c8 apparently a mistake, and that was the only move I was looking at, so kind of remarkable that the engine dislikes it so much.
This checkmate, rook c4, b5, queen b3. No. Oh, hang on, rook c3.
He blundered rook c3. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Bador is not going to miss that.
Ooh. This can be a big turning point. Not like Grischuk to miss rook c3.
Yeah, that's a very, very big miss, and just ends the game on the spot, and Badur goes one ahead, right?
Yep.
Well, not yet, but yeah, you aren't really going to save very many of these normally.
Can't go to g6. c5 covers a bunch of squares. g5, whoa.
We could see Jobava against Navarra tomorrow. Navarra might dance.
Yeah, I think he's probably done some dancing in his life. Bishop g5. Yeah, now I guess we just win with rook c8 and queen h5, right? That just wins.
Yeah. This is it. 4.5, 3.5. Little dancing break.
Yeah, the dancing break is very much back on. The mundane explanation for it would be that switching between the game tabs takes some time, but yeah, we don't want to be boring here. I don't know why I even brought that up.
Yeah, no, he's clearly needing time to switch between the game tabs. Bishop f5, considered to be somewhat baddish after cd queen b3, but there is this pawn sacrifice, knight c6, queen b7, bishop d7, which at least is good fun.
Yeah, knowing Badur, he is not playing bishop c8 in this position. Whoa.
There comes bishop c8. But this should be a bad version of everything. Like d4 is sort of theory. Bishop b5 check. Ah, he goes d4.
Yeah, but even this is supposed to be quite annoying, right? Because you've wasted quite a bit of time here.
Yeah, I could never find a giant edge here. I've had this plenty. But of course, white should be better. Queen doesn't do much on b3, though. And, yeah, black is solid to begin with.
95 for 4, I suppose, is the quote-unquote ambitious plan here for white, right? And how are you supposed to respond these days? Like, what's the modern technology of dealing with this knight on e5?
Well, is there a tech? I don't think knight a5 is it. The queen wants to wreak havoc over here anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel very on brand.
Yeah, no, I think you're supposed to go bishop d7 and then wait it out. Because the queen very happy to show up here.
Yeah, queen f3, h3, or even rook f3, h3 as well, and you know, g4, g5. Yeah, I was supposed to say. Even this doesn't look, you know, with the amount of time Black spent on unnecessary things. This also doesn't look half bad at all. g5, knight d7, and then maybe, although with a pawn on g5, knight takes c5 becomes maybe a bit more of a move. We could try going for like immediate mate, but I don't think it works, right? g5, knight d7, bishop h7, then check on rook f3. I have a feeling he might be calculating this. Yeah, it's closer than I originally thought, but
he goes queen f3. So after knight d7, you can still play whatever. Queen h3 doesn't need to go.
Yeah, well, preserves the option of not going all in with any kind of sacrifices. Still quite nice, yeah.
Knight c6 has to go back. Yeah, as mentioned, knight a5 was another 2 tempi sacrifice, which is a lot of tempi.
Yeah, it's significant amount of tempi, for sure.
I've used more tempi today.
Black's position is currently very solid, though. You still have to...
D1. Whoa.
Very deep, yeah.
I thought it was always going to E1.
I think he's maybe preserving that square for the bishop. It sometimes goes to E1 and then somewhere. I'm not even sure where, though. So he's going for the more kind of a restrained plan. But now knight b6, c4 is... Yeah, but you do get mated. If you start moving the pieces away from the king side, you do get mated, I assume.
Computer is incredibly happy for white. Somewhat surprising. Yeah, f5 is probably a big thing. Knight b6. Let's go, yo. What is this about? Does he want knight g5? f6 plate. Peter, how do you checkmate? You go f5? I'm not following.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
c1. Really, no hurry. But no, black consolidates for now.
It's still quite nice for white, but yeah, you haven't made anywhere near the amount of progress you would ideally want. Queen g3 kind of hints at h4, h5, but this is very slow. And the rook on g7 will cover the g file eventually. And if you give black this amount of time, they might start pushing for the e5 counter break, right? And yeah, this is very classical, but yeah, how many of these do we actually win? Is the question here.
Now he just wants to put all the pieces on the h file and break through. It's like
yeah, eventually, I guess.
Badur, not in the mood to wait it out.
Yeah, GH is a striking choice, but I guess maybe it's, considering where the pieces are, maybe it's not that bad, because he has h6 counter breaks if the knight leaves the f3 square. I don't know if you want to do it immediately, though. You could try making some useful moves, like... Yeah, bishop g6 seems vague, but maybe... Very strange position suddenly, out of the... what looked like a very solid, unlosable position for white. Bishop b4 with the idea of like knight c4, knight d6. Trying to free up the d6 square and get the knight over closer to the e4. But yeah, Badur seems to... Yeah, this is something I definitely did not expect. Badur actually planning to wait it out. I thought when he took on h5 that his plan was to do something seemingly active on the king side, and he is just saying nope. Going to now run with the king towards relative safety, and I don't believe you have anything along the h file. Not what I expected at all.
It's down on the clock as well.
Grischuk is...
Yeah, not going to be easy to win, but it's a very pleasant position to play with white, of course, yeah. Now b5 with the idea of bishop b8, b3, and then bishop a3. I think this is maybe why queen e7 is disliked so much by the compy. Pretty sure
he goes... check here, and the king has to go this way again.
Ah, yeah, knight d6 is clever here, because you have to trade. And
why not?
He could still go knight c5 check there, but maybe it doesn't do...
Because now the king gets...
Yeah, like not letting the king reach the b8.
Leave it here.
Safe haven is quite useful, yeah. Yeah, this is now going to be very, very difficult to convert into a full point. Maybe convert even isn't even the right word here, because I'm not sure.
Convert seems to imply white is much better here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, honestly.
Also, time will play a role at this point. It's pretty much a bullet game.
Yeah, you could. Whoa.
Oof.
Yeah, I was about to say you can play passively, but yeah, Bador has had enough of playing passively in this game. 96 seems very strong, right? There is something.
FE95, he wants it.
I think he wants, yeah, probably 95. And
Wow.
yeah, Sasha goes for something speculative here. F4, I suppose, is a move. Maybe this is actually quite playable. F4, EF, bishop b5, yeah.
Spotted. Jobava also playing quickly. He is in shape.
Yeah, he's in good form today, and yeah, now the king on f2 is definitely by far the less safe. Although f5 discovered check here is a bit annoying, so I wanted to go queen b4 check and then queen e4, but that doesn't appear to be a particularly great idea. This probably, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going by the yeah, queen c3. Whoa, Sasha's missed a few blows like this over the course of the match so already, and yeah, that's going to sting. That is definitely going to sting a bit. If he loses this, it goes to -2 with 4 to go, right? I think. That's going to be very difficult to...
Yeah, like it gives Jobava 3 match balls.
Yeah, so far he hasn't really made as much progress, but with okay, now it's actually made. Yeah, King d1 was, but he was also like down 6 seconds, which is maybe the decisive characteristic of that position, because the side checking can always give more and more checks.
It's very hard to pre-move.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know where the check is coming from.
Yeah, you feel kind of hopeless there against the barrage of checks.
This could be the last game now.
Oh.
Sleep.
Hang on a second. Did I miscount?
It's 5.5, 3.5.
Oh, I thought it was 5-3 for some reason.
It's on your screen.
Time for some b3.
But it's too small for me to actually be able to read.
No, you. I can't remember what Jan said. You pin the window.
Yeah, pin to first screen. That helps.
Then you can make it big.
Yeah, I can, but I can also just claim I can't see it and ask you what the score is.
5.5, 3.5.
Thank you. Does seem more efficient, so.
Queen b8. Deep understanding. Stopping at e5. Grischuk. So cultured. It's just more tired today.
How can he be tired? He hasn't danced at all.
That is a very fair. That is a very fair point, actually. Yeah, we don't buy this whole tiredness routine.
Jobava must be exhausted by now.
No, I think he's like a battery. The more he dances, the more he gets charged.
This is a very good position for a must-win game, though, for black. Everything's still on the board. Position, you know, it's impossible to... I mean, yeah, you can do this with white and hope you never lose on the king side, but...
You might, though.
Yeah, like you do get mated on the king side here quite often. Just like go g5 right here, king h7, rook g8, and, and just let's go. Because white has very little in the way of proactive counterplay apart from knight e5, and that might backfire. Not sure what bishop h7 is about, though.
It's very deep. He wants to prepare e5 without allowing knight h4 or what?
I don't think you're supposed to even play e5. I think e5 offloads so many pieces white doesn't know what to do with. Just trading 2 light pieces on the e5 square makes it so much easier to breathe for white. I would be very reluctant to make that move at all.
DE. Ah, that's what he wants.
Still not sure about any of this.
F4. I don't get the structure. One day f6 will come.
Yeah, it's a weird one for sure. I'm also not entirely certain what to think about it.
Is black just better now? f6, g5, like one day, this whole construction. Fall. It's hard to get the rooks to the king side. Still. How happy can this knight be?
Yeah, this is quite pleasant here. Now that I look at it, it's going to be a difficult defense for white. You can't even trade this knight on d5 by like knight f2, knight d1, knight c3, and take on d5 just to get something off the board. But you do get mated in the meantime.
Yeah.
G5 will happen. It will hurt. Sasha's taking it a bit too slowly for my liking, but White's position is so difficult to improve that maybe it just doesn't matter. Queen f7, and now we can finally start doing something. Yeah, king h8. We might not even have to spend a tempo on this. Honestly, we might be fine without.
Wow, more structure changes. He's going for h4, g5, and then...
Yeah, this is an extremely classical approach, but it feels to me like he probably could have made a lot more progress by this point. And yeah, the position is close enough that giving white time to trade and maybe then stabilize a little bit might backfire badly. Not sure how he's planning to win this. Like it looks fabulous, but you still need to. Yeah, you still need to land the final blow somewhere, and I don't know what that even is. Queen g7, rook e6, and yeah, white never really gets to play f takes g5 or g4 or anything. So you do have more or less unlimited time to prepare, but I don't know what you're preparing. King h8, rook g8, and then what? You don't want to play g4, gf, ef doesn't really open enough files.
One day, you gotta go gf, ef, put something on g3. And
I guess, yeah, but that's...
Also, Jobava is not gonna wait forever. He goes g4.
Yeah, and this is once again, this happened because he was given this much time by Sasha, which I did not think was required. Yeah, this is a dream position compared where we were a moment ago, because now material will have to come off, and we, as black, we haven't really made very much progress at all. Rook f g8, I guess, but
can we take?
Yeah, I'm just choosing between this and rook f g8, and I thought rook f g8 was maybe slightly more promising, but it's very, very tough to choose because both feel like you might not have enough, simply not enough resources for this to be significant. I don't know. Let's Strange one for sure. Looks fantastic, but how do you win this? Like, where do you find the breaking point? I guess you want bishop f7, bishop h5, and then maybe even some bishop endings might end up being lost, but can't possibly be fun to continue trading pieces here in a must-win game, because you're also limiting your own options a little bit. Yeah, so we've made all the progress, but do we win? Maybe the bishop ending as well. Maybe you can actually play queen g6 here and trade, and then, yeah, exactly. Aim that h4 bishop towards the a3 pawn and just go for it. I was wondering about that as well. I don't think you make much progress. I was going to say by passing, but he was planning bishop e2 there. Yeah, you definitely don't want to trade this pair of bishops. You want to trade the other one. Yeah. Well, queen g7 now is going to be awkward. Very important not to blunder queen g7 in a good version for Sasha.
If Jobava wins this match, will that be the biggest upset of the day?
Huh. That's a very nice pitfall you've set up there. And I
not falling for it.
I can't figure out how to respond to it.
Now white looks stable, no? Queen e3, queen h4, we go queen g3 always. Draw is not the end though.
Not the end, but it's going to feel like a bit of a gut punch, honestly, considering how good the position was.
I think now would be a good time to do some dancing with white. Whoa, queen g5 takes e3, black wins. Whoa, cb6, a lot of drama here. Oof, and it's perpetual in the end, what's going on? c8, e1, check. Queen f6, there's no escape here.
It's going to flag him.
No.
Or perpetual.
Draw. Dance. So Grischuk has to win 2 on demand to force the Armageddon.
D4. No more English.
Yeah, Pickle must draw opening.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Grischuk is so classical. He's going for a theory debate. And Badra is saying, no b5, I'll go bishop c8 back. I'm used to this idea from the Slav. But it doesn't work here. Queen b5 check here. This is asking questions. King e7. It's not... King e8 is not the same position because you lost castling privileges. But rook e8, king f8, it's not too bad actually. Strange things happening. You could probably make some money making people guess how this position occurred.
Yeah. Not as much as the one without the bishop on f8. Well, I guess that's easy to work out.
Oh, that's easy to figure out. Yeah. It's like the good old. No, now is not the time. But you go e4, e6, bishop c4, c6, bishop e6, de, and say this is 3 moves. How do you get here in 4 moves? So famous trap.
Jobava played king e7 when white couldn't reply king e2. Very classic.
Now it's just a regular Benoni. Can we take? Takes here. Knight b5.
You take on d5 or?
I have no idea. Did Peter mute himself by accident or on purpose? He hasn't said anything for hours.
Yeah, I've I forgot to unmute myself. I've been dealing with some sniffling issues.
I hear you.
No, you didn't. He was muted.
That's why I added the now.
Yeah, it's difficult to respond for black, actually. Yeah, this might be the one of the two that is very
bishop
winnable.
d6. You just eat the things, no?
Yeah, the things will get eaten here. They don't get picked up, all of them, straight away, but yeah, the position just is like after rook d7.
Bishop f3 or bishop g4 or something.
f3, there's bishop g4 probably. Yeah, bishop g4. Although bishop b5 happens in all of them. Now we can take on b5 and maybe even take on a7 in some fashion.
Now we can also.
Yeah, just bishop h2 looks crushingly strong. Yeah, everything looks very, very good here. Hard to go badly wrong. There might be a forced win somewhere, but yeah, why not just do this and enjoy an absolutely free ride.
So how many hours is it tomorrow, MrDodgy? Like in the run of the last 8, it's no longer first to 6, it's first to 24, right?
No. It's the same. The same form. But I don't. It depends on who wins this match.
But tomorrow it's 2 matches or 4 matches?
There's 4 matches tomorrow. There'll be 2 at 4 p.m. and then 1 or 2 at 6 p.m. and then 1 whenever Grischuk's children go to sleep.
So there is the Grischuk rule once again.
Yeah, we make.
Okay.
We'll have to negotiate with him in the morning. Well, I guess I should be negotiating with his children.
It's you can't negotiate with children.
Or
I've tried.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
this looks pretty winning for
I don't know when his match will be. If he wins this one, if Jobava wins, they'll both be at 6.
Yeah, bishop d6 wins some material, bishop f3 arguably wins more material, so yeah, just rook a7, there's no counterplay and we are winning something with every move seemingly, so
that usually helps.
Yeah, so there's going to be a very exciting game 12.
Also, we've learned that it's more risky to lose to Tempe in the Benoni than in the Slav. Slav, it's fine.
Yeah, you're supposed to play b5 in this position, right? You're not supposed to go bishop c8.
Correct.
I actually even looked at this at one point in my life, shockingly.
Omnichess says, no wonder Peter has allergies. He lives in Helsinki and the last couple of days have been bad. Probably the same in Moscow.
Yeah, it's this year is honestly the worst on record, and I've never had to like monitor pollen counts or any of that, but this year it's gotten bad enough that I've found out there are websites which provide this info for you, and the next couple of days are going to be rough, but then it's supposed to hopefully improve a little bit.
Sorry. I apologize again. I just can't hit this button while I'm sneezing and coughing. Sorry. Ugh, we're all collapsing, MrDodgy. Why did you schedule this tournament during 6th season?
Yeah, next time it'll be Christmas.
Make a nice little winter tournament.
That makes more sense. I don't really want to watch chess now. The weather's nice. I want to sit in the garden. I've got
Here it's raining, 10 degrees. I have a cold.
Are you suggesting you are actually in the garden right now?
No, but I could be if I wasn't watching this.
That doesn't actually make it any better, right?
No.
Because, you know, if you were lying about being in the garden right now, I could sort of relate to that. But you actually choosing to do this instead of sitting in the garden, that is just...
I mean, there is a wall behind me, and it's 11 p.m., so...
Also, it's your own tournament.
Oh, yeah.
It would be weird if that's the one that you'd ignore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay skipping, like, Champions Chess Tour and all these nonsense, but I can't skip this one.
Black already winning here, which helps in a must-win game.
Winning is maybe a bit strong, but yeah, knight f5 is not the most obvious of choices in a must-draw. I don't think I've ever seen white play knight f5 in that particular position.
Nope. Knight 2, knight b3 is what they do. Knight f5 is usually combined with other moves like h3, h4, obviously bishop g5 and bishop c4, a3, a4.
Yeah, now he goes knight h6, and maybe he is not that unhappy about life. I guess we can go knight g4 and just trade it off, but I don't know if we need to actually waste 2 tempi on this. But Sasha agrees.
He is very classical, Sasha. I wasn't aware he was that classical. He's always going for the defined structure. Now he's going for the checkmate.
Yeah, I think Badr will play f4 anyway.
What else is there? h4 looks horrible.
Oh, h4 looks horrible, yeah.
d3. Oh, he plays c3. d3, h4, don't you get checkmated?
Well, you have to play g4 there and hope you are alive, but he's sort of, calling, what's the word? Bringing the crisis.
He also doesn't want this day to be over. If it's 6-6, we get an Armageddon.
Yeah, and it hasn't looked as likely as this in a while. Just long castles in f5, I assume. Or Sasha once again going for some kind of a very he wanted to stop bishop g5. So yeah, there's definitely.
But now if long castles is bishop b6.
Yeah, there's bishop b6. Yeah, this may have been a bit of a misplay. Bishop b6, d2, knight b3. Yeah, this is. I guess bishop b6 we play d2, bishop g5.
He just gives the exchange and worry about nothing.
Yeah, but this is obviously a dream. So, I mean, compared how bad it could be for white, this is now.
Might just win. 51. Pick up the pawn. Obviously, I see the bar.
Yeah, knowing the answer here is helpful, but even without knowing the answer, honestly, it's not a huge shock that White is doing really well. Yeah, this is a turnaround. Yeah, and the biggest issue is that you can't even. I think he is planning to like go for the smaller, for the Alekhine handgun or something.
Yeah.
But
At
it's
least there's bishop g5 then, but no, he doesn't. He goes queen b6.
93 bishop c4 and maybe some counterplay. But is there bishop g5 tactics here? No, that's never going to work. Yeah, you just can't create a setup where bishop g5 happens, and that's very saddening because that's the sole source of your play.
Yeah, White just needs knight d3, queen e3, and resigns pretty much.
Yeah.
So he goes bishop c5.
Yeah, he will sacrifice the
Gets
second
another
exchange correctly. I mean, he's completely lost, but at least it's a bit of a mess in practical terms. But yeah, it has gone very much off the rails here for Sasha.
Do you think we'll get a little dance if Jobava wins the match?
Yeah, we could. Who knows?
He should stand up.
I think we should get a big dance.
Yeah.
Or he'll just carry on dancing. Forever.
Wow. Is there a world record for longest consecutive Twitch dance?
If there isn't, there should be.
It probably is, and it was probably in a hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
Though it's restrictive in terms of space, though.
Yeah.
Depends on the hot tub.
Yeah, once again, demonstrating how middle class I am. Failing to even imagine a hot tub big enough to properly express yourself through the medium of dance. Embarrassing.
That's your definition of middle class?
One off, yes. Is rook a1 just picking up more material here?
Looks pretty good.
He goes bishop g5, which is not a mistake, but yeah. I probably would have gone with winning a piece instead.
He goes with mate, also decent.
Yeah, hard to criticize. Those are solid choices right there.
The dance is starting.
Queen h8, yeah. He knows I assume he knows he only needs a draw. So.
G5 is decent too, isn't it?
He's just going to take a draw here. And raise a hand triumphantly.
Congrats to Grischuk-Jobava for sparking so much joy, so much dancing, and defeating a world-class player like Alexander Grischuk in the process. Grischuk, understandably, not thrilled. Maybe he did not enjoy the waiting for the dances to be over after every game as much as we thought. But Jobava, there he is celebrating.
That sums it up neatly, yeah.
It was impressive. Is Jobava the favorite in his side of the draw now? He plays Navarra next, and then either Vidit or David Howell.
I don't know.
I think the TV star is probably the favorite on that side of the bracket by, for my money. The CBB's star.
We'll find out. The other half does look stacked though. It's Anish, Dubov, Laurent. This is it for today. I'm Ant Niels. I would like to thank MrDodgy for sparking all this joy through chess and dancing. Action-packed day of chess. More of it tomorrow, 4 p.m. with the quarterfinals kicking off. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, get better.
We'll make a concerted effort to, but yeah, no promises. We'll talk tomorrow about the.
No, I was just wishing you a quick recovery. That wasn't meant to talk you into.
This is
anyway.
Yeah, let's not make this.
Okay, now that we started, so what time can you confirm or deny your participation? So, Dodgy, give him a deadline.
Yes.
But if we go by the last 2 days, he's confirmed when he's joined the Zoom call. So, like, we haven't been entirely sure when he's going to appear. So, we'll stick with that schedule.
Yeah, it's like Gandalf.
Yeah, we could like just rename the Sasha command to the just. You know.
I would like to have Grischuk tomorrow to commentate on the Jobava match.
I can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens. That sounds like a fun thought experiment.
Good night. Go premium. Buy all this stuff.
Yes.
Bye.
There can never be enough stuff, so you should buy all of it.